Ladies and gentlemen of the world, I quit. That's right, I quit. All right, I am currently looking for a dress shirt or vest to match with my girl because she is about to look so amazing for this quince that we're going to. And I'm kind of like in all black like usual. That's not cool. It's not cool for this one. So we're gonna go up and try to get some dress shirts or at least like something to go sparkly or nice to go with hers because she is looking bomb. I need a little work. Just saw this really cool nude fedora and her heels are gonna match this. So I found myself already something solid. See, we're getting better, we're getting better. All right, I believe we found exactly what we're gonna need for this thing. This shirt is fucking cool. I can't barely see the design right now, but I think this is gonna be the spot that we're going into. So I didn't exactly tell you guys what I meant when I said I'm quitting. So let me explain. So I've been on this weight gain journey for quite some time. And if you guys have been seeing a lot of the transformation that's been happening with my body, I've been trying to work my best in terms of keeping myself on a healthier front, but obviously trying to put on more weight. Now that I kind of got all the weight that I wanted to put on for my first run through, I'm starting my cutting, which means I have to cut out a certain amount of things that I don't need for my body anymore. And one of them, sad to say, is candy. For those of you who know me, you're gonna know how much this hurts my soul. Because I've been eating candy, taking my candy to KRUMP events, and doing so many things related to candy since I became an adult. I remember the first day that I got my first check and I spent the entire thing at the CVS right next to my house because I wanted to go and have as much candy as I could possibly have at school. Fast forward a couple years and I lose a couple teeth and I realized that I probably should have listened to my parents when they said you should not be eating so much candy. Either way, I'm cutting out candy, and the issue with that is you don't realize how much these things are around you until you try to stop. And I completely forgot that every time I go some places, there's actually candy everywhere. It's bad, and it's gonna fuck with me because of the fact that like obviously this goes into like the bottom half of my abs. It's kind of like that weight, that small area in my gut that kind of rolls over my pants, and that's the area that I want no body fat to be, but that's usually where a lot of the added artificial sugars and a lot of the stuff that is bad for you, it usually goes there first, especially for guys. So here we are, trying to be better people. We're trying to obviously dress better because we have females to make sure that stay impressed, because my girl is not gonna be looking out here sexy as hell and then realize that they're asking questions about why I'm with her. All right, let's get out of here. So, am I telling you to stop eating candy? No. But I do feel like there are a few things that krumpers or dancers in general do that are quite unnecessary for their health. And the funny thing is, you're not gonna realize that it's a big deal until you're away from it all. So I'm gonna bring up 3 things that are quite unnecessary for krumpers. First, trying to be the best. We've already seen the reviews from the footage drop of watching Tie-Dye's battle Beast to Bad News, as well as quite a few other situations involving Tie-Dyes in general. Hell, I've even battled him. So when you see it from the scale that a lot of people are looking at, even your favorite krumpers, even some of the biggest styles, the biggest energy that is coming from, there is a best, and that best still hasn't been beaten in that way. I would say that there's quite a few times to where obviously you can one-up him in certain areas, or maybe you'll get him in a solid moment, but overall you're talking about a foundation, overall aspect, the creator. So because of that person being so present, it's not exactly easy to say that anybody who is working their way up in KRUMP is going to be the best. The best thing that you can do is be yourself, and at the end of the day, that is going to carry the weight and cause you to end up doing a lot more things drastically as you improve your KRUMP. Now, I'm all for being competitive. It's a good thing to stand your ground when it comes to KRUMP, especially once you start to establish yourself. But there is an issue when it comes down to establishing yourself as somebody and portraying yourself as something that you're not. You may be the best where you're from, but we all know that there's one person who's the best. But regardless of being the best, there are times that he will be caught slipping. And that is the thing that you want to try to avoid more than ever. But that's a whole nother topic. So on to the next thing. So the second thing is kind of a double-edged sword, but what you look like matters. This is a hot take. But you know what goes well with what you look like? Who you are. Just in what I've seen, I feel like there's a lack of energy in terms of people who are continuing to better themselves, not just in KRUMP, but also as people. Like, yeah, you probably have a huge impact in KRUMP, have a ton of fans, but what does that mean in terms of how these people look up to you? Do they look up to you as a person, or do they just simply look up to you as a dancer? Eventually, those two people that they're seeing have to collide at one point in time. Now, if you're super well in dance, that doesn't exactly mean that you're gonna be super well with the ladies, or super well with people, or super well as a figure of character that people can be inspired by. Now, as I stated, what you look like matters, but only to the extent when it comes down to who you are as a person. But I can't spend too much time on this, so let's just move on to the last thing. Now, if you know KRUMP, you do know that there is a huge aspect of KRUMP drama involved. And it sucks, but there's no way around it, there's no way past it. The negativity is always gonna be something that overpowers any type of positive emotion or positive notion that ends up coming into it. Like, believe me, there's gonna be a lot of people who critique my videos as far as everything that I'm saying right now, but I know there's not gonna be a lot of people who are like, subscribing, and sharing. By the way, if you've gotten this far, please do that. Come on, just do it. Somebody's gonna need this information. But the drama in KRUMP that's unnecessary are the ones that are fueled by non-KRUMP things. If you decide to call me out because of my KRUMP, I'm perfectly fine. You're up for the challenge, which is great. Maybe you feel like I'm doing certain things that I'm lacking in and you wanna teach me a lesson, good luck. You feel like you're better than me. These are all KRUMP things. I can understand this, and those are obviously really straightforward reasons to battle. But battling me because we used to be fam and then we kind of aren't cool anymore, or creating beef because there's a girl that you were with and she ended up hopping on to another KRUMPer, these are kind of unnecessary. There are KRUMPers right now with girls that have flooded DMs filled with other KRUMPers. But is that a reason to battle them? If anything, accept the fact that your girl must be doing something right, and enjoy the fact that you're lucky enough to be the one that she chose. Or go stand up to them directly, like a man, or woman. I don't exactly know your situation. All I know is that we're all on the path to continue and grow in KRUMP, which is great, but we also have to work on growing in ourselves, growing in our individuality, how we branch off into creating our character, creating our safe space. And in order to do that, especially in KRUMP, you have to find the things that are kind of unnecessary and you have to work your way towards dealing with those. It sucks that not a lot of people in the community are gonna be behind me when I say this, but there are a lot of things that KRUMP needs to quit. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to work, so I will see you guys next time. Appreciate you guys for watching this video if you already did so far. Thank you guys, I do appreciate all of this love. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge deal, especially for the KRUMP journey and also the journey in general that I've been working on to build up. I do have tons of promos that I'm gonna be making, and we have so many things to discuss in terms of future, in terms of KRUMP, and I do wanna kind of get back onto skits in general. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to push for, I'm trying to aim for, I'm trying to make goals, reach them, and I'm appreciating all of you guys for taking part in this with me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, put your notification bell on so that you can get all the info as far as the future updates and future drops that I have, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. All right, later.